Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is John with Flip It Ain't Easy, and I was not planning on making a video on this issue, but I have to say, on the Members Only Live, it was brought to my attention that eBay kind of slid in this little new change, even though they recently had a seller update. What was it, like last Thursday? And they didn't bother to tell people this was coming. How convenient. And it sort of kind of plays into their playbook in that they did the same thing at eBay Open, and they didn't mention some of the changes with the returns negative feedback protection that we once had on certain negative feedbacks. So here we go. This is their playbook again. And what am I talking about? Well, it's in line with the changes that, and this is on eBay's official website. Now I know that Liz Morton from valueaddedresource.net has put this information out. She's the one that sort of uncovered the sneaky sliding in of this policy, and also was covered by Justin Resells as well yesterday on a video he put out. But I did a little deep dive, and I want to sort of help people understand this a little bit more. Now this has nothing to do with what I feel about the policy. I am more bothered about the underhandedness and the way that eBay does these things. I mean, all the fluffy fun things they make sure we know about, but things like this that they know they're going to get flack about, they sort of slide it under the rug so that in hopes we don't notice. Here is the policy that you need to know about. Now, this was one that was implemented earlier this year in the UK, Germany, Italy, and Spain, and I think also, was it Australia and France? Now, here's the deal. Starting, it's right here, so you can follow with me here, okay? Starting January 13th, 2026, for items listed on ebay.com, ebay.ca, and caf.ebay.canada. That's Canada. I have no idea what CAFR is, and I don't really care at this point. eBay will report an attributed sale from a general campaign when a buyer purchases the same item that was featured in the ad that was clicked on by a buyer by any buyer. That's the keyword. By any buyer in the most recent 30 days. The ad fee is charged when a buyer purchases the promoted item from a general ad that any buyer clicked on in the most recent 30 days. The item must be promoted at the time of click and the time of the sale. Okay? The ad fee is based on the ad rate in effect at the time of the sale. Okay? And I'm going to show you here, for those of you who are visual learners, this is what this will look like. So here we go. Buyer clicks your promoted item. So this is buyer A. This is a buyer that happens to just be window shopping, and on the 1st of February, they click on your promoted item, and it must be a promoted listing. If it's not promoted, then this is not going to do anything, right? It's just going to be in just a general page view and nothing to see here. Now, on that promoted item, by the virtue of buyer A on the 1st of February clicking into your listing and doing no more, they click away and they go on with their life. By virtue of them doing that, it starts a 30-day attribution clock, okay? So it starts that day. So they have until 30 days from the 1st of February is like the 2nd or 3rd of March, okay? It's just 30 days. So now, buyer B rolls around 2 weeks later. They come across your listing. Now, they happen to find it through an organic means, and we'll talk about how that could possibly be, and there's ways now that can happen, and we'll talk about that here in a second. So they find your organic listing. Even though it is still promoted, you haven't changed anything, but they found the organic listing, and they click into it. Now, if it's organic, doesn't matter. Is it still promoted? Yes. So buyer B, they go on to buy it, and if it's within the 30 days, which it is, then you have to pay the fee. Now I have 2+%, so that is you have to promote at least 2%. So whatever that promoted rate is, then that buyer will pay the promoted fee even though they clicked into your organic listing. Now let's say after about a week or so of having this listing promoted, after buyer A leaves, it was promoted, but you decide to remove the promoted listing, right? Just to look, I'm sick of promoted listings. I'm removing my promoted listings. Buyer B comes along and they go to buy your item. Guess what? No fee because it's no longer promoted. But, and here's the kicker, guys. eBay will punish you. I'm just telling you that right now. If you remove the promoted listing to get around this whole, and there's really no name for it. Let's just call it the January fee grab. Maybe we can have eBay put that in writing. Well, by removing the promoted listing, of course, you're not going to have to pay for the promoted listing because buyer A clicked on it, went away. Buyer B buys your item. You're not paying a promoted listing rate. So by doing that, though, you're not taking advantage of the game. The game is eBay wants your money and you have to pay to play. That's just the way it is. Not an opinion. That's just a fact. And I've accepted this a long time ago. But this does not surprise me any. Now, that's not to say if you have buyer A, they click on your item that is promoted, okay? And then a week after they've clicked into it, they didn't buy it, they just clicked into it because they're window shoppers. You take off the promoted ad, right? You just say, I'm done with promoted listings. And then that same buyer 3 weeks later comes back and says, you know what? I remember that item that they have. I think I want it now. Well, guess what? You remove the promoted, but you're still paying a promoted rate on that because that is what is called a direct attribution, meaning that the buyer saw your item, they remembered to come back to it, and they bought from you with that item, even if you removed your promoted rates. Okay, so it is just crazy in that the way this is going down. So hopefully the flow chart that I showed you helps you have a better understanding of this whole thing. And guys, the way we're going to have to look at it is this. A couple points to take away. eBay is a pay-to-play platform. Okay? It's like playing a video game and they give you the bare basics. But if you want the really good parts of the game, you got to pay for the downloadable content. The other takeaway that I have is that pretty much at this point, even though eBay has recently come out and said, and it's true, if you can do it yourself, if you have a best match search and then you go and refine that search and sort it by lowest plus shipping, and there's other ways you can sort it as well, it applies to those too. But for this example, let's just say you use lowest plus shipping to sort that result, that best match search result. It will remove all sponsored listings. Okay, so you will then find all organic listings on that page. And I guess for sake of just showing it to you real quick, so that you understand what the hell is John talking about, I will show you here right now. So let's say I do a search for the Tefal Calypso. It's a pressure cooker. Okay, now you see this is a best match search. Now you see sponsored, right? That's a sponsored listing. Sponsored, 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 not sponsored. Okay, you have a charity one that's not sponsored, some more that aren't sponsored. Okay, now, so it's a mix of sponsored and not sponsored. Now, if I take this and I sort it, price plus shipping, lowest first, you will not find any sponsored listings. You see there's no sponsored there. These are all organic. Okay, that sponsored is no longer there anymore, and it's sorting it by price plus shipping. There's ways of clicking in. Even in the best match search, you're going to show a mix of promoted and organic listings. Okay, January 13th, 2026, this policy will be in effect, and it's not fun to tell you about it, but it's here. This is the new eBay pay-to-play, and of course, it's all about the shareholder in 2025 and 2026. And the sooner you realize that, the easier these things are going to be to accept and to deal with. And I've accepted a long time ago. For me, you know what? I'm going to keep selling on eBay nonetheless. I'm still making money, and even though it feels disappointing, year to year, it seems like there's something else. So, early 2026, there's something, and that we're going to be dealing with, and probably this time next year in 2026 is going to be something else altogether. But learning to live with it, because we really don't have power as sellers on this platform. You got to come to acceptance with that. Learning to deal with these kind of things and these kind of changes are yet another example of how flipping ain't easy. I want you guys to have an excellent rest of your day, and we will talk to you very soon. Take care.
Chargebacks, returns, and lowball offers too. Barrel takedowns, they're a pain. What can we do? High selling fees, bad buys, and rude buyers galore. Flipping ain't easy, but we keep coming back for more. All resellers are gonna make mistakes. Learn from them and you'll have what it takes. In the world of reselling, we're your guide. With flipping ain't easy, by your side. Sourcing great items is the key to success. Subscribe to the channel and stand above the rest. Focus on the things that are within your control. Hang with flipping ain't easy. Let's roll. Catch the live streams on Mondays and Fridays. Join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast Profit Playbooks. The name with Scott and Josh. Flipping's more than a game. All resellers are gonna make mistakes. Learn from them and you'll have what it takes. In the world of reselling, we're your guide. With flipping ain't easy, by your side. Catch the live streams on Mondays and Fridays. Join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast Profit Playbooks. The name with Scott and Josh. Flipping's more than a game. All resellers are gonna make mistakes. Learn from them and you'll have what it takes. In the world of reselling, we're your guide. Flipping ain't easy, by your side. Sourcing great items is the key to success. Subscribe to the channel and stand above the rest. Focus on the things that are within your control. Hang with flipping ain't easy. Let's roll. Catch the live streams on Mondays and Fridays. Join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast Profit Playbooks. The name with Scott and Josh. Flipping's more than a game. Catch the live streams on Mondays and Fridays. Join the Discord community for the parlays. Tune into the podcast Profit Playbooks. The name with Scott and Josh. Flipping's more than a game. All resellers are gonna